Welcome to Shorty Supercoach and welcome to the weekend preview. And I guess the main question that we'll be discussing today is what to do with Matty Rowell. Obviously, it was super disappointing, not only from a Supercoach perspective, but just generally. I mean, he was flying. He was a feel-good story, not only rising star, but we're talking Brownlows. It was an unbelievable start to a career, but unfortunately, he went down. He's out for an extended period of time and just adds a little bit of salt into the wound. Not only is he out for a long time, but he got injured so early, which meant he, in fact, went down in price despite having such a low break even, having just flown from a virtually basement price for a top draft pick. He was rising up the dollars so quick, but we've got to accept that and move on. So what did I do? I had to make the call last night because I liked Paddy Dangerfield. So I brought him in. He scored really well. I hope a lot of you had the VC on Neil last night. I think we've got to take that. I know someone like Grundy or Gawn might be really tempting tonight and throughout the weekend, but I think we've got to take it. Let's not get too greedy. That sort of 125 to 130-ish. It's always awkward, but I took it, and I think you should too. Anyway, I'm off topic. I took Dangerfield. In terms of ways to approach the Rowell move, I think we go up. I think we're so close to some premiums, we may as well just go up. The only reason you go back down if there was maybe someone to absolutely pounce on, but there isn't really. I mean, there's a couple of guys playing and whatnot, but I don't see any real need to pocket over 300k when surely we can find 100 plus k somewhere else, which would really benefit our scoring by bringing in, some names I like. Cripps has dropped a bit. Josh Kelly's dropped a bit, and Jack McRae has dropped a bit. I think those guys are clearly the front runners. McRae's still going to go down a little bit. His break-even's about 160, and I'm not sure what the others are. I think Kelly probably wouldn't be going down too much further, and Cripps probably similar. But look, those guys, you only need a touch over 100,000 to make that exchange, which is pretty amazing. I mean, I know Rowell was averaging unbelievable, but it was going to drop off at some stage. It just has to drop down a touch where these guys, we can bring in a genuine premium of the game for, 100k. So I think that's got to be our move. There'd be a few guys that I would suggest, but I'm sure you all have your favourite midfield premiums out there, so take your pick. We can get a fair few players, that's for sure. And I don't know about you, but my backline's really struggling. In terms of the rookie space, certainly wouldn't mind Sicily to play a good game tonight. I wouldn't mind that because he had a stinker last week. But in terms of the rookies, I had to bring in Will Hamill. Now, all due respect to Will, but that's not what I'm after. And realistically, I wanted to trade out Starcevic because I thought he just about peaked, and then he had a stinker last night, which, certainly adds to it. But I was left, after Rivers was dropped and Brander still was out of the side, I was left with the decision to I had to find someone who was playing. I couldn't even find, I couldn't get bang for my buck by going to absolute basement price around the 120s. I had to get Will in. I had to get Hamill in because I just had to avoid the zero. I think he'll get games. I think he'll be, he's got some dash. I wouldn't be surprised if he does score regular 50s and 60s, but I don't think it's going to be anything amazing. But I had to do it. But I wonder how you guys are going with that back line too. I wonder if you're having some similar issues. But look, otherwise, that's about all I wanted to say in terms of the VC options. I've sort of touched on that also, but it's really most of our trading will be about Rowell because you'll probably have to downgrade someone to upgrade from Rowell. So I think that's just how we should be going about it. But all the best for the weekend. I had a really good week last week, and I'm hoping to back it up again this week. Not sure how we'll go. Starcevic was nearly blow, but hopefully most people did have to field him. But anyway, we'll see how we're travelling. Cheers.